Hey, g'day traders, Sam here. Come to talk up Synthetics. It's one of those coins that I've actually invested in. It has a role in the on many platforms, and it's also a DEX. What do I think about Synthetics? The name is actually a good indication as to what it does. It is a protocol that's used across the board, or protocol. Anyway, let's forget about that and just talk about the chart, because most people already made up their mind on what they're interested in. So if you're interested in Synthetics long term, I think it's a good one. How much you put on it, that's a different matter. But what I've done is, historically, I've wanted to understand the price action, and I've done my Elliott wave count to the top, and that is a significant move. If you were across it, that is something like, geez, here says 78,000% from the bottom. So can it do it again? That's an interesting question. If we look at this macro chart, and we'll look at many years to come, say 10-20 years from now, this might be a wave that could be this could be wave 1, and that could be wave 2, and wave 3, 2 to 3 is going to be huge. That's a hypothesis. So the fact that he went up to $27 from, 3 cents is significant. So that was the one I pretty much missed out. That could be a life changer. But anyway, there's two ways of looking at this. Either it does what Ripple does, and it fails short, and it just hits the 618 level, which is probably around here. So you get the break for this bull run, and then it just pulls back. And then you get the Ripple XRP scenario where it comes back down later on, and it's likely to do that. It might be a case where it just hits the 618 level and doesn't do much. So it hits a $10 mark or $11, and then it comes back down. And long term wise, depends how crypto goes and Bitcoin. We go through this phase again, maybe even sweep below, and then that could be your next entry, and then you get the bull run. And so this wave becomes wave 1, wave 2, and then wave 3, and so that could be significant, and not telling when. But we can also look at macro in that sense. Look, the same way we're applying it to Ripple, we could add our Fibonacci and potentially hit $91 from the current $3 level. We might get a double top and pull back, never know. But $60 is the minimum target I'll be looking for long term. So that is significant. From this point, we get 400%, and then when it pulls back, who knows how much it's going to pull back. It might pull back all the way down here, or even lower. Just say it goes lower, then we have 5,000%. So it's a good one to go long term. For now, this is the Wyckoff accumulation range, I believe. So looking at this chart, we got our count. So let's hide the others. Let's see if I can hide them. Jeez, there's a lot to hide from. Let's see if I can hide it there. No, can't do it there. I won't hide it. I'll just focus on this area. So what we have right now, and I'll need to get rid of these ones, guys. Just give me a sec. So what we have is our Wyckoff count. Elliott wave count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. I think this one's slightly lower, so that's 5. And now we've got this accumulation range. So that was a nice bounce. And so if this was our top, local top reference, we hit our 0.5. If I flip that around, sorry guys, that's our 0.5 fib level. and then it got a rejection. And then obviously we move that across and use that as a reference. And then we got our roughly 618 or 68 as the next bounce, and then we pull back. So that's our selling climax from a Wyckoff perspective. And you should be familiar with my approach, the Wyckoff theory. That's our secondary test. Yep. You just put the 5 there. So this is our spring, guys. It's I think it's about to go. And so what we have, when you look at this clearly, if we use this level, some education here, I suppose. So if you use that level, previous high, and this is a key level of resistance, and we might as well just eye it out, and that's a 618 level. And you can see how the 618 is still acting as resistance. If I was to use this level as 1 and 0, it's our 0.5 fib level. So this is really playing out a resistance. Now, when we look at this closely, let's have a closer look. One thing you need to understand is about liquidity or supply. We have liquidity there, and above here we got liquidity, and this hasn't yet gone above that level. So it's likely to collect some there, liquidity, and then come back. It's my thinking. And now when you look at the Wyckoff approach, this is the shakeout area. It's all volatility. It could even come down to this key level here, and I would buy if that was the case. But this section is volatility and eventually the breakout. And so what do we have as targets? Let's have a look. And what we have with Fibonacci is good alignment. So if that's our 1, you can see how the 1.414 aligns with that as well. Now here's the other aspect. When I do my Fibonacci from this top here, and for that top and this bottom, I do my Fibonacci up 618 level is there. Okay, so that's where we are at this point. To look at this, I did it before, just let me have a closer look again. We have our Fibonacci reference from there to there. This is a key level, 0.382, and the 618. So we've pretty much marked that out. So this is our strong resistance, and you can see how liquidity hunting took place there. What we have is a range here, and it wouldn't surprise me that we just do that and then break out. So this is going to be a breakout trade, consolidation under resistance. As long as Bitcoin doesn't drop too much, I think this will hang around here before it goes to the next level. And as I said, this is where the volatility kicks in and pulls down. So I'll be looking to take a trade from here and take profit there. I don't think it will go straight up. Now the other aspect is you've got to see this trend line from here, and you can see the confluence along there. So this is going to be resistance depending on how it comes through. So we have arranged something there, and if it does drop below this, I will have my stop loss because it's likely to come down once more and find our support there. So this is a key level that you don't want to lose, like I labeled it. So your stop losses will be under these 200 moving averages, as you can see. So price has gone above the 200 moving averages for the, well here it's 1. Yeah, so it really struggled around there, but the 200 moving average was there. Now it broke above it. It will look like, if you look at the link, it also uses as a support. And so if the price does come down here, I'll be looking for maybe even a harmonic that plays out and then it goes up. So this range is probably a good entry from the bottom on this key level for an entry. And then let's look at the target. So we assume that this is given us why it's a resistance level, and we've also aligned it with a 618. So the one is basically, so if we break above this level and we'll get a rejection, come around down, we probably do that kind of stuff, and then it maybe even use this as a trend line for support, and then up it goes. That will be our first profit taking area. If we're to use that method, then we have these other ones here where we have the 1.272 and 1.414. Now if we were to just look at our 618 level for this top to bottom, we might actually get to this level here. So you can see how the Fibonacci from the macro is aligned. This is a strong resistance. I would dare say that it will probably get stopped here, but never know, it might just go a bit more and then come down. The other aspect, let me have another look. So we might also not get past this level here. So when we do it from this perspective, let's just do that for a sec, bring it down. It would be, yeah, so we have the golden ratio as a major resistance. If you look at that, it does make sense. So that is an area where you've got to likely take profit. It is aligned with our golden ratio, so that we might get a strong resistance in this pocket along with this trend line. So when we see this trend line and the price comes, it's likely to come down. So that is my level, $9 from $3, which is not a bad trade, really. So if you enter here and wait, you can probably get a decent profit of 250%, really. And then and probably Bitcoin has probably done its local, maybe, and the alts have done it, or it's probably a good time to short. Anyway, this is all hypothesis. What we want to see the moves and when the alt season really actually starts, because there's a lot to the formula. Things have to line up with the total market cap for the alts. We need to see where it is in the life cycle phase, where actually the alt bull run starts. At the moment, the alts on the total market cap is accumulation. And like I said, if this was our wave 1, that's our wave 2, then wave 3 is a long way to go. Yep. And then we get another cycle after that. So this is the beginning of a big move, and I think synthetics along with many other alts could do well. I'm going to leave it at that. I think I've given you enough levels of key levels of interest, and just use the Fibonacci like I've shown you guys, and you should be fine. I'm going to leave it at that. Please give me a like and share, and talk to you soon. Cheers.